Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Icare from CZT Genevieve Grabe. And I hope I pronounced all of that right. Okay, so this is a neat, bold tangle. And it is a grid based. I'm going to do just one grid. Well, we're just going to do one big one, and then I will show you what you can do with it after, as well as some variations in that. I keep moving myself away from this mic, and I apologize. All right, and like I said, I'm just going to do one giant one. So again, this is a really bold one. I'm gonna switch to my graphic one and show you the graphic 3 pen that I just picked up. The graphic one is nice and bold and good for fill-ins. So what I'm going to do is, pick a corner to start, and we're going to, and then pick a width also, and we're going to essentially aura the corner like that, the two sides, and fill it in. But let me show you this. And one thing that, as I was playing with it, I um, I found that filling in as I went was a little bit helpful. I'll do this. Well, let's see. Just debating because I kind of want to show you, but at the same time, it gets kind of confusing when you have all of these lines, and then it's like, oh wait, which ones am I filling in again? So that's why I like to fill in as I go on this one. So this is, it's a chisel point, and again, this is the graphic 3. The 2 is just a little narrower. So I don't necessarily do like calligraphy or something where I would use this for that. But I thought, oh, well, look at how neat that is. If you want to draw a nice, let's see, let me just do it in the middle here. Whoops. You kind of have to work to get it level. But anyway, it does make a nice fat line. So I'm trying to get this so it feels right in my hand. Apologize for all the bouncing around here. There we go. But yeah, sometimes it's nice to just have one stripe, and I'm done. So I share that with you just so that way you are aware. Although sometimes I get a little nervous going to the edge, and then also because this one, because it's new, it happens to be kind of juicy. So the thing when you're filling in a lot is be careful not to touch it because then you get stuff all over your hands, and then if you accidentally tap that. All right, so one corner done, and then we're going to do the other corner. So we're going to flip back and forth between these two corners, and I'm going to continue with the graphic one just because we're going to be doing fill in, and it will be nice. All right, so using that same width. For a minute, I had myself thinking I was going to fill that in, and I'm not. Okay, so there's one side, and we're going to aura that because it's almost like we're stripes isn't the right word, but kind of, because we're alternating, and we're bringing in one, but this one is going to stay the tile color, and then we're filling in this second one, and we're going to keep going back and forth with this as we go. And like I said, I'm just going to fill in with this because it does take this I can scribble faster than the other. I want to have it like lined up all nice and neat. And the graphic one, it's not quite a brush tip, or yeah, it's not quite a brush tip, but it almost feels like a it's softer than the regular nib ones. Like, so if you've purchased like an 8 or a 10 or a 12, those are a harder nib, although they're fatter. But this one, it's not as loose as a brush tip, so it's just really really nice. Okay, so we've done this side. We'll call this right, then left. So we're going to do the right again, and the same concept here. Your first line, trying to keep it at a similar distance. Now you could, of course, play with that and go thicker, and then as you go in towards the center here, go thinner and play with that kind of a thing. And then this we're filling in. So we're always going to have that, it's going to be alternating. Filled in, not filled in, filled in, not filled in. All right, and I think we can pretty much get 2 more. So then I like to bring it back, kind of like, this is home. And so, all right, we're here. And then, so 1, 2, and we're going to do the same on the other side. And again, similar idea. Trying to keep the same width. Wait, is this? Oh no, I think I end up doing 1 more. We'll see. We'll see what we can fit. It all depends on how thick these end up. 1, 2. No, I think this is it. Yeah, that's it. So neat. So you can, have a lot of fun with this. And, if you wanted to, I like the extra boldness of it, because most tangles are, liney is the word that's in my head. But where it is, it's just a line. There's not a lot of contrast with a lot of dark filling in. There's Knightsbridge, there's, what is it, Moving Day, is it On Target or something? There are several that where you're filling in, but this is kind of neat. Now, 2 things with this. Oh, 1. Oh, here's the one that I had done so it could dry. If you wanted to, let's see, we started here. Gosh, it depends on which way you want to go. You could put a little graphite. Let's just see what that looks like in here. Make a little, like, a drop shadow. And actually, I could do this on the outside here, so that way it's consistent on that side. And then, well, let's just see what that looks like. And the challenge, if you're using a lot of ink, again, let it dry nicely, so that way when you go and use your tortillon and some graphite, you're not ripping up the paper and stuff with the tortillon. It just makes it work a little bit better. Let's see, we'll compare. Yeah, so neat. Yeah, so you can see how that adds. And let's see. Well, okay. Okay, as I'm talking to myself, this is still, if I'm just looking at going on, the underside of whatever is here, regardless of which direction, I think that's going to make it look, yes, more like popping off the page. That is super cool. I'm going to leave that like that for the picture, just so that way, because it's so neat to see the power that that shading has sometimes. And also, of course, you can play with how heavy you go with that graphite, but I think just that light touch, look at how that pops that off the page. I just want to say, this, it never gets old. It's just so amazing how much fun. Now, as with most everything Zentangle, right? Are we limited to just doing it this way? No. You could. And Genevieve has this on her step out, doing a variation. So on hers, she put just straight lines. Instead of filling in, she put straight lines. I said, well, why stop at straight lines? Let's put in curvy lines. This is actually the Tangle Wood, W-U-D, and I do have a video. I think that's one of the first videos that I did, and it's still like one of the most popular. It's a really, really neat tangle as a border tangle. And if you have, I probably should have gotten out my 005 to do that one. But like I said, I just wanted to see what it looked like, and it's kind of cool. And then just zigzag, filling in one side. Didn't it seems like there's a tangle that's similar to that, but that's fun. Orbs, filling in the background, so that way you can kind of see what that looks like. This one I just did shading around the perimeter, so around the outside and on the grid lines. Last thing I want to share with this is you could treat this like a reticula, or excuse me, a fragment, and have it. Actually, these are, as I was playing with it, it's like, well, these are the two options, because if I had these in the upper two corners, when I flip them and do them in the bottom two, it's just gonna be that mirrored. So if you can envision that, you could have fun with it. Some tangles, it depends on the tangle, and each time you change it, well, no, let me take, no, because that would be the same. This would be different. So you can have fun with it. You flip the shapes around, and then you end up with cool meta patterns, or it just makes it look neat overall. So that's something that you can have fun with, and I wanted to share that concept with you. So that is it. Super neat tangle. Oh, and the last thing, just looking at this, um, sometimes, because I mentioned having something bold, and like these tangles are more liney, as I was saying, so they're like lighter in general. If we were to make like a color shading spectrum, these are lighter, that's a little bit darker, this is darker yet, but it's just nice to have something like this to be able to add in. It's kind of like using Knightsbridge, or gosh, there's Moving Day. There's a number of them that are like this, where it's like almost 50-50 filled in and not filled in. So as I was looking around, I'm like, oh, that's, number one, it looks neat, and two, need to make sure to have more of these in our toolbox, if you will, of tangles. So hope you enjoyed this. If you did, would love to have a like or a thumbs up. Feel free to share it. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you were to be a subscriber, but that's only if you like it enough to see more. In the description section, you will find links to the step outs, as well as ways to connect with me. So if you do enjoy my style, I would love to also have you join me online for classes. So I do classes almost twice a week, just depends on the week. And I do have a lot of them that are free. On Thursdays, it's called Tangle Time, and those are free. I have one Tuesday class that is free also, and then the other ones are paid, so that way I can afford to do all of it. And if you like it enough, and like it enough that you would want to take some of those paid classes, check out the membership club, because it's a good deal. All right, so with that, thanks again for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.